I decided if I were to make a CD of the whitest music I could find, the number one track would be Sailing by Christopher Cross.
How's that go? God damn.
Oh, it's so smooth, Christopher Cross.
I'm like wet. I bet he got so much dick for this.
Probably.
Okay, that's good.
Here comes the...
Away to where I'm going.
The least opinionated song in history, in my opinion.
These are just all facts about things.
It has no opinions. Sailing, it takes me away to where I'm going. Probably. It should.
I mean, even if it's not your destination, it's still where you're going.
Yeah.
Christopher Cross. So wise.
Hugo and Jake. The Bible is jaded, and most of it taken. So get educated with Hugo and Jake. Pull up and stop what you're doing. It's Bible reloaded time. They call it debated, the theists will hate it. Like talking to taken, but it's Hugo and Jake. So on with the show then. It's not candy coated. It's the Bible reloaded with Hugo and Jake. With Hugo and Jake.
Hello everyone, I'm Hugo.
And I'm Jake.
And this is the Bible Reloaded.
Yeah.
So last week we were introduced to Gideon.
Yeah.
The guy who ensures that every hotel you ever visit has a Bible. It's a dumb joke, but everyone's been making it, so I might as well get on that wagon.
So, he's the least, he's a member of the least tribe, and he's the least of that tribe.
So really he's shit.
He's a piece of shit. Yeah.
He's the Rocky Balboa of Jews.
Right, except he's not going to win.
We begin with Gideon defeats the Midianites in Judges chapter 7. Early in the morning, Jerubbaal, that is, Gideon. If you'll remember, Jerubbaal is the name they gave him after he destroyed idols to Baal, and according to the bottom of the page of the Bible we're reading, Jerubbaal probably, and I'm quoting here, Jerubbaal probably means let Baal contend. Probably? You couldn't take 10 fucking minutes to talk to someone who speaks Hebrew and find out if it really for sure meant that?
Like, you don't know one Jew? Guy who's translating the Old Testament? Kind of important.
Anyways, moving on. Gideon and all his men camped at the spring of Harod. The camp of Midian was north of them in the valley near the hill of Moreh. The Lord said to Gideon, "You have too many men. I cannot deliver Midian into their hands, or Israel would boast against me. My own strength has saved me."
So basically, God doesn't want it to be too one-sided of a victory.
Or else they'll just say, yeah, of course we won. We had the most people. That's strategically sound.
Right, so now we're going to go through a very specific vetting process in getting out the unsavory or unwanted soldiers.
Now announce to the army, anyone who trembles with fear may turn back and leave Mount Gilead. So 22,000 men left, while 20,000 remained. Solid. Two-thirds of the army gone immediately. Like, oh, this war thing, we can opt out? Fuck it.
Yeah,
out.
Absolutely. Wait, so I do not have to plunge my bronze sword into another human's flesh unwillingly.
So we can go. I just signed up so I could pay for Jew college. But the Lord said to Gideon, "There are still too many men. Take them down to the water, and I will thin them out for you there." See, here, if I didn't know this story already from when I was a kid,
I've never read this.
I would assume...
Well, I have, but I don't remember it.
Based on Yahweh's MO, I'd assume he's going to murder him, but don't worry. He doesn't. He just does
when I first read this, because it's been a long time since I've read anything about the Gideon stuff, I thought, oh, does he murder him? Does he murder him in the water? That's how bad it's... We're so jaded.
If I say, this one shall go with you, he shall go. But if I say, this one shall not go with you, he shall not go.
Thanks.
Don't know if you had to... You know, if you say one, you don't have to say the other. That's just... So Gideon took the men down to the water. There the Lord told them, "Separate those who lap the water with their tongues as a dog laps from those who kneel down to drink." 300 men of them drank from cupped hands, lapping like dogs. All the rest got down on their knees to drink.
So 300 out of 10,000 Jews drink water like dogs?
Yeah, so for those of you who can't picture this, basically what's happening is 300 of them take water in their hands. If you're ever in like a shower or a bath, you've probably done this.
And they go,
cup their hands, pull them up, there's water in their hands, they drink it kind of like a cup. The rest of them, save for those 300, all got down on their knees and apparently fucking just licked the water up
Yeah.
like animals, which is weird. I've never seen a person do that before.
That's not even the most efficient way to go about getting water.
Especially, there are
You have lips
10,000...
that can, like, suck.
Yeah. There are 10,000 men on this river. Some of them are downstream of the other ones.
Yeah.
You're getting all that backwash. That's disgusting.
Again, this is how God decides whether or not you should go murder people.
Yeah, so basically the idea is God saying, yeah, the ones that put it up in their hands, those 300, take those with you. 300 will do. I know you had about 30,000 before, but you can go with 300. It seems arbitrary, but if I have to, I'm going to go ahead and say the way they explained it in my Christian school, because I remember this story.
I've never heard this explained.
I don't know why I remember this specific story. It's funny the things you remember and some things you don't. Forrest Gump said that. But they said, well, he chose them because they were being more strategic. See, the people who were down on their hands and knees couldn't see if someone was sneaking up behind them, but the people who cupped the water...
Are you fucking serious?
I'm telling you what they told me. I'm not saying that has any basis in anything other than they made it up, but that's what I was told as a child. I don't think that necessarily stands up because, fuck, if there were 10,000 men, I'd think, yeah, someone else is watching my back. No one's gonna sneak attack me right now. But that's what they told me.
What?
Verse 8. So Gideon sent the rest of the Israelites home, but kept the 300 who took over the provisions and trumpets of the others. Holy shit, they must have so many goddamn trumpets per person. The 300 have now taken the trumpets of 10,000.
They're just saddled with like 13 trumpets each.
Oh, it's gotta be more than that.
I don't know. Wait, did you have an entire high school band?
Trumpet army, wind blows and they know we're here.
That too.
Just to make the wind would blow through the trumpets and they'd be like, "Brrr, we're here, guys." They're all strapped to their knapsacks or whatever. They can't carry them all in their arms.
I have a camel.
Trumpet camel stores water and funk. That's 2 winners in a row. Good for me.
All right.
Now the camp of Midian lay below him in the valley. During the night the Lord said to Gideon, "Get up, go down against the camp, because I am going to give it into your hands. If you are afraid to attack, go down to the camp with your servant Purah, and listen to what they are saying. Afterward, you'll be encouraged to attack the camp." So he and Purah, his servant, went down to the outpost of the camp. The Midianites, the Amalekites, and all the other eastern peoples
Nations.
who had settled in the valley, thick as locusts. Those damn locusts and tents. Their camels could no more be counted than the sand on the seashore.
This is the second time camels have been uncountable.
God
There's
damn.
so many fucking camels there.
Imagine if we had to count the humps individually. That doubles our problems. Gideon arrived just as a man was telling a friend his dream. "I had a dream," he was saying. Yes, Martin Luther King is in the Bible. Fun fact. A round loaf of barley bread came tumbling into the Midianite camp. It struck the tent with such force that the tent overturned and collapsed. His friend responded, "That's fucked up."
Also, wait. How many bakers did it take to bake that bread? Was it just one with a lot of bread, or did they all pool together like a communist bunch? McCarthy!
His friend responded, "This can be nothing other than the sword of Gideon, son of Joash. The Israelite God has given the Midianites and the whole camp into his hands."
Wait. Nothing other than that?
Nothing! When Gideon heard the dream and its interpretation, he bowed down and worshipped. So hold on. He heard this guy describe a dream to his friend. The friend was like, "Oh shit, we're fucked." And Gideon's like, "Good enough for me."
Yeah.
That guy's reliable.
Okay.
Unnamed man in the Old Testament.
So I have a new theory about how God chooses his prophet or his judge or whoever's going to be the main guy. So it's usually, if you haven't noticed the motif, it's usually the least of a group or the most unlikely version of a hero. That may be true, but I also think it's the craziest motherfucker that's in the area as well. I think there's a radius, and then you find the one guy that's listening to Helter Skelter, and he wants to murder actresses. I think that's the guy you pick.
Charles Manson?
Charles Manson, yeah.
Gideon returned to the camp of Israel and called out, "Get up! The Lord has given the Midianite camp into your hands." Oh, good. Can we go home then? No, he's going to. It's figurative. Dividing the 300 men into 3 companies...
of 299 and 1.
He placed trumpets and empty jars in the hands of all of them with torches inside.
But why did they put them in jars?
I hope the jars were aerated, or else those torches are going to go out.
Now we have an extra thing to carry, a torch that doesn't work, and a trumpet that I can't blow on.
Apparently Gideon was this close to inventing the Molotov cocktail.
He was
so close. Like, a little bit of oil would have done him. He would have been good. Verse 17. "Watch me," he told them. "Follow my lead. When I go to the edge of the city, do exactly as I do. When I and all of those who are with me blow our trumpets, then from all around the camp blow yours and shout, 'For the Lord and for Gideon!'" Whoa, Gideon. Whoa. I appreciate that you're not giving yourself top billing, but really, should you be on the same level? I'm just saying. Gideon and the 100 men with him reached the edge of the camp at the beginning of the middle of watch. Just after they had changed the guard, they blew their trumpets and broke the jars that were in their hands. No, not strategically or anything.
They just took them out and fuck these jars.
Sun Tzu would be so...
Sun Tzu.
He'd be so upset with the Jews. They've never had a solid military strategy. Sparta would, kill them immediately.
I wish.
Grasping the torches in their left hands and holding their right hands to the trumpets they were to blow, they shouted, "A sword for the Lord and for Gideon!"
Woo!
While each man held his position around the camp, all the Midianites ran, crying out as they fled. When the
fuck guys, they have wind instruments.
When the 300 trumpets sounded, the Lord caused the men throughout the camp to turn on each other with their swords. Free will argument again out the window, as the Lord is basically taking these people and saying, "Okay, kill each other now. Fuck you."
Yeah. So from now on, if you're getting into an argument with a Christian or an apologist of any sort, and they say God doesn't fuck with free will, please reference them to Judges chapter 7, verse 22.
The army fled to Beth Shittah toward Zareth and as far as the border of Abel Menha near Tabeth.
Close enough.
Yeah. Israelites from Naphtali, Asher, and Manasseh were called out, and they pursued the Midianites. Gideon sent messengers throughout the hill country of Ephraim, saying, "Come down against the Midianites and seize the waters of the Jordan ahead of them as far as Beth Berah."
Now, with more Jew saliva, due to our dog Jews.
So all the men of Ephraim were called out, and they seized the waters of the Jordan as far as Beth Berah. So they also captured the 2 Midianite leaders, Oreb and Zeb.
Zeb! What an unfortunate name.
They killed Oreb at the rock of Oreb.
And Zeb at the wine press of Zeb.
They pursued the Midianites and brought the heads of Oreb and Zeb to Gideon, who was by the Jordan.
Do you think the rock and the wine press were named before they got murdered there?
I'd like to think so.
It's like poetic justice.
I'd like to think they got to the place and they're like, "Oh no, now it makes sense." Anyway, now on to chapter 8. Zaba and
Zalmunna!
Zaba and Zalmunna. Sounds like that should be the name of the king and queen from Coming to America.
A lot of Bible poem today.
Now the Ephraimites said to Gideon, "Why have you treated us like this? Why didn't you call us when you went to fight Midian?" And they challenged him vigorously. "I challenge you, sir, see?
I got my gin right here, you Tommy Wagger!
After I challenge you to fisticuffs, I'm gonna find my way over to the box social." But he answered them, "What have I accomplished compared to you? Aren't the gleanings of Ephraim's grapes better than the full grape harvest of Abiezr? Huh? Burn. That's all I have to say. Burn."
Ooh, you need some cheese with that wine.
That's not even the appropriate...
Need some You mean to call the wambulance?
Okay, okay, moving on. God gave Oreb and Zeb, the Midianite leaders, into your hands. What was I able to do compared to you? At this, their resentment against him subsided. That was easy.
Yeah, Gideon's he's good at quelling confrontations.
Gideon must be such a good speaker. I'm Gideon. I mean, what did I say? I'm Barack Obama. Gideon and his 300 men, exhausted yet keeping up the pursuit, came to the Jordan and crossed it. He said to the men of Succoth, "Give my troops some bread, they are worn out, and I am still pursuing Zeba and Zalmunna, the kings of Midian."
That sounds like a reasonable although he could have asked.
Yeah.
He didn't really, though.
But the officials of Succoth said, "Do you already have the hands of Zeba and Zalmunna in your possession?"
Why would they assume he took their hands? Is it standard practice for people to cut the hands off those they hunt?
I'd like to think so.
Is it standard practice to hunt people?
When I hunt people, I tend to cut their hands off. The most dangerous game is homeless people, because they have nothing left to lose.
You know what's more dangerous than a homeless person? A homeless person whose hands you just took.
Now they really have
Now
nothing
they have
to lose.
broken bottle hands like a robot. But, you know, because they can't afford technology, so they get, like, broken. They have infections.
Okay, I get it. Why should we give bread to your troops? Then Gideon replied,
Reasonably.
"Just for that, when the Lord has given Zeba and Zalmunna into my hands, I will tear your flesh with desert thorns and briars."
Jesus Christ.
From there he went up to Peniel. Okay, we're just gonna...
Empty threats followed by travel.
and made the same request of them, but they answered as the men of Succoth had. So he said to the men of Peniel, "When I return in triumph, I will tear down that tower." That one. That one? No, that one.
Wait, which one?
See the one, the effeminate,
The purple one?
No, the effeminate guy standing on top.
Oh, yeah. The guy on... Yeah, that's Jordy.
Jordy.
Not the black Jordy, though. He's right. That's white Jordy.
Oh. Hi, Jordy.
Eh.
No, Now Zeba and Zalmunna were in Karkor, a force about 15,000 men, all that were left of the armies of the eastern peoples.
Asians.
120,000 swordsmen had fallen. Really? Okay.
All right.
Gideon went up by the route of the nomads east of Noba, and Jagog... Oh, that's not fair.
Jogbeha!
Fucking am I speaking Klingon at this point?
Jogbeha.
And Jogbeha, and attacked the unsuspecting army. Zeba and Zalmunna were the two kings of Midian fled, but he pursued them and captured them, routing their entire army. It's impressive. It'd be even more impressive if it happened. Gideon, son of Josh, then returned from the battle by the pass of hares. He caught a young man Succoth and questioned him. The young man wrote down for him the names of the 77 officials of Succoth, the elders of the town.
Shit, he's really gonna skin him.
Then Gideon came and said to the men of Succoth, "Here are Zuba and Zalmunna, about whom you taunted me by saying, 'Do you already have the hands of Zuba and Zalmunna in your possession?' Well, I guess now he does. He has all of them, doesn't he?"
To be fair, he doesn't necessarily just have their hands.
Yeah.
He has the entire...
"Why should we give bread to your exhausted men? He took the elders of the town and taught the men of Succoth a lesson by punishing them with desert thorns and briars. He also pulled down the tower of Peniel and killed the men of the town."
Wow!
Jordy!
Jordy! I'm okay, guys. It's fine. This is my break.
Then he asked Zeba and Zalmunna, "What kind of men did you kill at Tabor?" "Men like you," they answered. Holy shit.
Snap!
What an amazing one-liner. That's fucking worthy of Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Men like you.
Gideon replied, "Those were my brothers, the sons of my own mother. As surely as the Lord lives, if you had spared their lives, I would not kill you." Turning to Jether, his oldest son, he said,
Kill them!
but Jether did not draw his sword because he was only a boy and was afraid. What a
I'm
shame.
telling you, dude, Gideon's fucking nuts. He just skinned guys a second ago.
So Zeba and Zalmunna said, "Come, do it yourself, as is the man, so is his strength." So Gideon stepped forward and killed them. He took the ornaments off their camels' necks.
Boom. Aw, snap. Take
You don't really win until you take the camel neck jewelry.
I think it's more important to note that they had jewelry for camels.
Yeah.
Camels aren't pretty enough for jewelry.
Well, now they are once you put jewelry on them. The self-perpetuating cycle. Now the camel's prettier. Now I need more jewelry. Then it collapses under its own weight.
Then it dies in the desert with you on it. And
But
then
it
you
la-
crack
it-
its hump open and suck it out.
It actually lays there on the ground for a long time because it doesn't need water, so it's a long... Anyway, that's enough for this episode.
Yeah.
Reiterating the contest that we have going on, let me explain it. I think I was a little convoluted the first time. Simply enough, get our videos to any of the following. Ricky Gervais, Penn Jillette, Thunderfoot, Richard Dawkins, any big atheist. Get them to shout us out in any way, shape, or form. I don't care if you know them. I don't care if you message them on Twitter. I don't care if you send them a fucking letter in the mail. If you get them to shout us out, you will win a prize of some sort.
And it'll be a good prize. A better prize than you could ever imagine.
Yep. Probably not. You can
Probably, yeah,
You can
you
probably
probably-
imagine that.
Yeah.
Anyways, if you want to follow us on Twitter, you can follow us at Hugo Reloaded.
We're at Bible Reloaded.
If you enjoy the show and appreciate it, then maybe you can go onto our Patreon page, patreon.com/TBR.
Yep. We're actually 40% to our goal of $500 per episode, which would allow us to do this professionally.
Yeah.
Which is fucking amazing. You guys are awesome. And by the way, next episode, we'll be saying the names of all the people that are new, and we are sending all your shit out too.
Yeah, and
the first batch of this took a little bit because we had to wait for our stuff to ship to us, and now it's got to ship to you. So it's like a long process the first time, but it should keep getting faster. And also, we're getting a better shirt deal, and we should be able to do that pretty fast too.
Yep.
So hang in there. Thanks, guys.
So other than that, I think that's all for this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Until next time, I'm Hugo.
And I'm Jake.
And this is the Bible Reloaded.
It sure is.
Next week, I try to win the Kentucky Derby by painting a zebra all black. I don't know how that will make it go faster. Zebras aren't as fast as horses, but I think I can get a movie deal out of it.